Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. I'm your teacher Naveed Anjum Naveed with another episode of Grammar. Today I brought pronoun for you. In the first part, we'll be discussing personal and indefinite pronouns only, these two types. So let's begin with the definition of pronoun. Pronouns are the words used in place of nouns. In the following examples, we'll see how they are used and also learn the logic behind them. There are two descriptions about Hashmatullah Khan. Take a look at the first one. Hashmatullah Khan is a nice boy. Hashmatullah Khan respects Hashmatullah Khan's father, and Hashmatullah Khan's father loves Hashmatullah Khan. We can see that this description is not only very time-wasting, boring and repetitious, it can also drive the listeners crazy. Now compare it with the second description. Hashmatullah Khan is a nice boy. He respects his father and his father loves him. Look how simple, sensible, comprehensible and logical this description is. The words he, his and him have been used in place of Hashmatullah Khan, and they're all pronouns. So if you want to avoid being repetitious and being beaten at the hands of your audience, it's always a wise idea to use pronouns. And now the classification of pronoun. The first type is personal pronoun. Pronouns used to represent specific persons, things or places are called personal pronouns. For example, Arham is a good boy. He studies in class 9. Reading both these sentences makes it clear that he means Arham. Arham studies in class 9. We have said in our definition that personal pronouns represent specific persons, things or places. Does that mean that whenever this pronoun he will be used in English language, it will mean Arham? No, not at all. It simply means that whenever personal pronouns are used, both the listener and the speaker know the referent of the pronoun. In the context of pronouns, referents are the nouns for which pronouns are used. So whenever personal pronouns are used, the listener and the speaker know which person or thing is being referred to by this pronoun. There are two ways to know which person or thing is being represented by the personal pronoun. Number one, sometimes the noun is mentioned in the start. The noun has been previously mentioned in a previous sentence or utterance. Like in this example, Arham has already been mentioned. That's why we know that he means Arham. But sometimes the noun is not mentioned earlier. It's simply clear through the physical situation or the context which person or thing the personal pronoun refers to. Take a look at this second example. I am a teacher. I often speak when others are sleeping. This personal pronoun I has been used twice in this example, two sentences. Yet the noun for which it has been used is not mentioned in this example. But it's clear. The students or the people to whom these sentences are spoken, for whom these sentences are used, they know which person is meant by this pronoun I. For example, at the moment, it's me, Naveed. I'm your teacher and I'm talking to you. So this pronoun possibly refers to me, Naveed. That's how sometimes it's clear through the context or the physical situation which thing or person is being referred to by a personal pronoun. But in both cases, whether the noun has been previously mentioned or it's already understood, the listener and the speaker both know exactly which person or thing is meant by these personal pronouns. Take a look at this table of personal pronouns. They have been presented in an organized way. The person, the case, the number. In columns, you'll find cases. In rows, there are persons, then number, singular and plural. Genders have not been mentioned separately because the concept of gender is applicable to third person singular only. All other personal pronouns are of common gender. It means I can be used for masculine and feminine both. We can be used for males and females both. Only third person singular is gender specific. He is masculine, she is feminine, it is neuter. And there are other cases, objective and possessive cases are also gender specific. One more thing. We have already learned the concept of case, number and gender with nouns. And we are already familiar with these concepts. This concept of person is relatively new. This is a pronoun specific, you can say. Why is it so? Why didn't we talk about the person of nouns? The reason is that nouns in real life contexts are used in third person only. Remember when your teacher taught you present indefinite tense, they said that you'll have to add s or es with the first form of the verb whenever your subject is third person singular. And then they explained what third person singular is. It's he, she, it or any singular name or noun. It means that nouns are in third person. All nouns are used in third person. That's why we don't talk about the person of noun. In these examples, we'll see different cases of pronouns used in sentences. We'll also compare them with the relevant nouns. There are two sets of examples, the first three and the last three. In the first three examples, I've used nouns, and in the last three examples, I've used pronouns for the same nouns. I've used color coding. Nouns and pronouns in the same color, they correspond to each other, they are related to each other. Let's take a detailed look at the examples. Ali invited Alia. Ali is the subject of the sentence, it's in subjective case. Alia is the object of verb, it's an objective case. Number 2, Alia invited Ali. Now Alia has become the subject. Alia is in subjective case in sentence number 2, and Ali is in objective case because now Ali is the object of verb invited. In sentence number 3, Alia is in subjective case because it's the subject of the sentence. Alia borrowed Ali's books. Ali's is the possessive case of noun Ali because it's showing the possession of books. Number 4, this sentence corresponds to sentence number 1. He invited her. He has been used for Ali and her for Alia. He is in subjective case and her in objective case. Sentence number 5 is related to sentence number 2. She invited him. She has been used for Alia and him for Ali. She is in subjective case and him objective case. Number 6 and number 3, they are related to each other. She borrowed his books. She is in subjective case because it has been used in place of Alia, and Alia was the subject of that sentence. And instead of saying Ali's books, we are saying his books. So his is the possessive case of the same pronoun. You must have noted that nouns don't change on the basis of their case in a sentence. Whether they are subjects or objects, they remain the same. In sentence number 1 and sentence number 2, Ali and Alia are the same. Their roles or their cases have changed, and you'll have to look at the sentence carefully to decide whether Ali and Alia are subjects or objects. There is one slight change that takes place in a noun. You add apostrophe as to make it possessive. Compared to nouns, pronouns have got a separate version or variant for each case. He is subjective case and he will always be used as the subject of a sentence. Him is objective case, and wherever this pronoun him is used, it will always be either the object of a verb or that of a preposition. His is possessive case, and you'll always find this pronoun his used in possessive case. So pronouns have got a separate variant for each case. This is the difference. So we can say that it's relatively easier to identify the case of a pronoun as compared to nouns. The next type is indefinite pronoun. Indefinite pronouns are used to refer to people, places, or things which are not specific or definite. Take a look at the examples. You can read the examples at your own. I'll explain just one point, that these indefinite pronouns make a contrast with personal pronouns. Whenever we use a personal pronoun like he, she, it, etc., we know exactly which person or thing is being referred to by the pronoun. This is not the case with indefinite pronouns. When we say somebody or someone, it can actually be anybody or anyone. It's not definite or sure or specific. That's the difference. You must have noted that I have used a different color for the last few examples, and I've done it on purpose. It's because the pronouns in yellow color are used as indefinite pronouns only. The examples in the purple color can be used as pronouns or adjectives depending on the way they have been used. They are slightly different from the first examples. Let's see how these words are used sometimes as pronouns and sometimes as adjectives. We need to keep just one point in our mind, that whenever these words will come with nouns, they'll be adjectives, because in such cases, they'll be functioning as noun modifiers. They'll be modifying those nouns. Whenever the noun has been omitted but understood, we'll call them pronouns, because in such cases, they'll have taken the place of that noun. Let's see how. They had a few bullets, we had many. Two words have been highlighted here, few and many. Few has been used with the noun bullets, so it's adjective. There is no noun with many. Reading both these sentences makes it very, very clear that many means many bullets. But many has taken the place of that noun. That's why we're calling it pronoun. It's very simple. This is how we'll find the difference between adjectives and pronouns. Few will believe that I can dance. Few is the subject of this sentence. It has been used without a noun. That's why it's pronoun. Many people start such projects. Many has been used with a noun, people, so it's adjective. Some succeed, others fail. Some and others mean some people and other people, but the nouns with both these words are missing. They have taken the place of those nouns. That's why we'll call them pronouns. Many don't make any serious efforts. Many in this sentence has not been used with the noun, but we know that many means many people. People is missing, noun is missing, so many is pronoun. One should not criticize other people. One is the pronoun because it has been used without a noun. It's the subject of this sentence. Other is adjective. It comes with a noun, people. I have one apple. This one is different because it comes with a noun. It modifies apple. It's adjective. All is well that ends well. All is the subject of this sentence. It has been used without a noun, so it's pronoun. All students make such mistakes. All in this sentence has been used with a noun, students, so it's adjective. This is how the same words can be used as adjectives and pronouns. Whenever they are used as pronouns, they are indefinite pronouns, and whenever they are used as adjectives, they are either adjectives of number or adjectives of quantity. Today, there is no activity for you. We'll do an activity once we have completed the whole topic of pronouns, once we have covered all the types of pronouns. So, for now, it's enough. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.